Gore Bush deep dive when? I've read a bit about it. I don't want to go into any of that anymore. I think I would just get triggered like crazy. Do we need to listen to the rest of this? Is it just her reading individual bad cases? Like
this afternoon. I know many of you will be there as well. So Sage, why don't
was anything he said unexpected? Not necessarily, no. I think it's cool. One of the things that people complained about a long time ago with the ACLU is that the ACLU started to get a whole bunch of support in fighting Trump. And I think people who left the ACLU had a feeling that the ACLU had gone a bit to the left and they weren't sure if they would defend like freedom of speech from everybody now. I don't know how true that is. That was just the opinions of some people that had written. There's a pretty big article about a guy that left feeling that way. So I see FIRE has been sponsoring or has been brought up a lot on the, I don't want to say the far right, but on the right. Like FIRE either sponsored or they offered to do the defense of, his name is public, Sean Semenko, right? The guy who did some of my college events. Apparently the colleges were saying that he couldn't do them. And I think FIRE defended them for that, which is cool. I mean, defending on the right, but then it's cool to see that they're willing to defend on the left as well. So they seem like they have like a principled attachment to that freedom of speech stuff rather than just having a certain partisan angle on it, which I think is good. Based ACLU in Skokie, Illinois, when Nazis marched in a Jewish neighborhood and was stopped and it went to the Supreme Court. It was a Jewish lawyer from the ACLU that defended the Nazis. Yeah, that's the historic example, yeah, of the ACLU. Will you be watching the H3 podcast? Or will you be watching the H3 Hassan on H3 podcast in 0.5 hours? Wait, is he actually debating him? Have you ever thought of doing debunking vids or research to debunk political myths and conspiracies? I mean, now they're boring. Like, they're debunked in like 20 seconds. They used to be more intricate, but now it's just like cringe. Did Hassan watch the video, though? Hassan absolutely watched that video. You know he did. You thought about doing cosplay while streaming? Yeah, I have my fur suit on in the background. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see.
welcome her to the briefing room today. She will be joining the president at the Big EO Sign and from 2007 to 2023. Podcast platform, who is now the host of a long-time national. Continue to apply on our new media website, whitehouse.gov/newmedia. And in the seat today, we have a long-time national television broadcaster. I'm sure many of you recognized her when she came in, Sage Steele, who is now the host of an incredibly successful podcast, The Sage Steele Show, on YouTube and all podcast platforms. And previously, Sage was a fixture at ESPN from 2007 to 2023, primarily hosting SportsCenter, which we all know well, before leaving the company to exercise her First Amendment rights more freely. We are honored to welcome her to the briefing room today. She will be joining the president at the Big EO signing later this afternoon. I know many of you will be there as well. So, Sage, why don't you kick us off on this very exciting day for women and girls across the country? Thank you.
Oh, boy. Can you talk about Trump essentially declaring war on Gaza? I mean, it's insane and it's unhinged and it's crazy. It would be a full ethnic cleansing of the entire Gaza Strip. I can't see it happening. Regardless of the United States' position on it, I just feel like Israel would be nuking their reputation with every surrounding Arab state. I feel like even the leadership wouldn't be able to maintain its citizenry. But that's just my feeling on it. Who knows?
Thank you for joining us.
It is exciting, and Caroline, thank you for welcoming people like me with a little bit of a different perspective, different background in this seat. It really does mean a lot. Thank you. Obviously, the House already passed the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act, which was a really big step for women and girls. So far, the Senate, as we know, has not brought it up to vote. We all know executive orders can be overturned, so I'm wondering how important it is.
Do you think the U.S. should pressure their allies like Saudi Arabia in terms of human rights, even if this pressure would risk their relationship? I think we should always be applying a little bit of pressure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, what's the point of being a big guy if you can't pressure people a little bit, right? We would, assuming we have values that we feel like are important, that we want to share with the world, or we'd want the world to share with them. There are certain like fundamental things I think that we should always pressure people on. But I think Saudi Arabia has been getting a little bit better on like women's rights and stuff like that over the years as well, right? Like I think they let them start driving like 7 years ago or something. I don't know where they're at right now, but.
To the president to get Congress to bring this, to pass legislation, so there are no instances like the past administration that really tried to destroy Title IX.
It's incredibly important that Congress immediately acts on this priority. I think the president is really setting the tone.
I hate that you're making me stem on this. Isn't fentanyl smuggled into the black market? How would tariffs target illegal drugs and migrants? The tariffs they're not tariffs. We need to stop calling them tariffs. We should just call them sanctions. They're not really tariffs, they're sanctions. The point of the tariff isn't to actually help with the drug trade. The point is to punish Canada so much that they do more about it. That's the idea, basically. Destiny, your YouTube streams are so much lower than any other YouTube channel, but you're talking softly to the stream. You start raising your voice in debate, the volume feels like... No, you're wrong. You're wrong and you're deaf. I can literally see my volume bar right now. Even when I'm whispering like this, even when I'm kind of talking down here, my volume is perfectly and totally fine. If you can't hear me, you need to change your shit, or you need to go to an audiologist and get fucking hearing aids, because you've got issues right now, okay? My volume is absolutely A-okay right now. I can, even when I'm talking like very quietly like this, I can see that I'm totally, completely within the bounds of where my decibel should be. Fuck you.
making this a very immediate priority for this administration, just as he promised to do on the campaign trail. And I'd like to get into the executive order a little bit because it is the news of the day here at the White House, and talk about what this executive action will actually do. So the executive order that the president will be signing later this afternoon, as I said, upholds the promise of Title IX. It also will require the DOJ to abide by the nationwide previous administration's illegal Title IX rewrite that would have dissolved single-sex spaces and opportunities. It also requires immediate action, including enforcement actions against schools and athletic associations comprised of schools that deny women single-sex sports in single-sex locker rooms. The executive order also calls for the convening of private sporting bodies in the White House. We want them to come to this campus so the president can hear in person the stories of female athletes who have suffered lifelong injuries, who have been silenced and forced to shower with men and compete with men on athletic fields across the country. Many of those women will be at the White House today. I encourage all of you in the media to actually talk to them, to hear their stories.
They always say, oh, sorry. I don't care about this. Is the Canada Fent crisis not just so Trump can put tariffs on Canada? Yeah, there's that as well. Like, we don't actually know what Trump's purpose is, because it could just be, like, he brings up the fentanyl thing, but that just gives him a national emergency so he can actually start levying tariffs. Like, yeah.
And I would also just add one more thing. This is a...
You need to have people send you YouTube videos so you can compare your volume to them. And then, yeah, but the issue is that, like everything that I play on stream, I have the volume turned down, like, pretty low. Like, if I were to max volume on these clips, I think you guys would lose your mind. But then you guys are saying that I'm too quiet. So somebody link this. Hold on.
So no, especially considering that she lost by wider margins than even the protest votes combined. This is an insane statement to advance.
This clip is okay. Volume.
Regardless of...
Wait, is this photoshopped or... I can't tell if people are micro-heading him. Or is he really this proportion? I can never tell. Also, wait, what did
So
you
no,
just say?
especially considering that she lost by wider margins than even the protest votes combined. This is an insane statement to advance. Regardless of the hypothetical reality where Kamala Harris would not be as bad as Donald Trump, which we have no proof for.
Oh. Remember, you're combating rhetoric. And like, no, this is not a serious argument. The lawyer was a little low. That was on his... No, the lawyer guy was definitely quiet. He was. I could see, though, that he was quiet. Yeah. But so I just turned my volume down eventually. This is stupid. Yeah, this is like propaganda. This is what Hassan is doing. There's a reason why he never debates anybody, never argues with anybody, never responds to any substantive criticism against him. He won't go over that Ethan video at all. Like, there's no there's a reason why. It's all intentional, you know. So why'd you ban people? Oh, because when I see two people say there's a volume issue, I can see. I don't need 20 million people saying volume, volume, volume. Is USAID the new BlackRock? I don't understand why Hassan wants to debate Ethan. I don't think he will, but we'll see. Maybe he feels like he can win. USAID had 700,000 subscriptions to Disney. Disney Plus lost 700,000 subscribers in Q1 2025. Okay. What is up with Destiny's sweepy hair today? Bro, it just does whatever it does. What do you want me to fucking say about it? Ugh, there, I'm talking under my headphones. Oh, 16,000 likes. Nice. He has a video called Debate Me, Ethan Klein. Wait, really? I heard you're going bald. Is that true? From the moment of birth, we're all balding. Eventually. If Ethan reached out to you asking for debate tips before debate versus Hassan like X did with the content reaction nuke or content reaction debate, would you help? Yeah, of course I would help. It shouldn't matter if I'm there or not. I don't understand why Hassan thinks that even if I was coaching Ethan in the background every single day for his fucking video, I don't even know why that would matter. If they're substantive critiques, then you respond to them. If they're bullshit, then you shut them down or whatever. Like, I don't understand what... let's say, I'm not writing anything. I don't think I wrote more than an hour of that video. He did at least 30 minutes on his own. But, if there's a thing, then, if, I don't know how me being involved suddenly is a way... even if that was true, I don't know how that would allow him to escape every single criticism of the insane shit he says on stream. It just seems fucking stupid, but... I mean, I know why. It's all about character assassination, all that bullshit. I don't know why nobody called this out. Hassan is reframing Ethan as a politics streamer, and he wants to have a political debate rather than debate about himself. It's so obvious what he's doing. Well, I think Ethan's video was a politics video largely. I don't think it was just a personal attack on Hassan. I think it was largely a politics video, or was it the way that he deals with it, basically, right? Oh, God, you just freaked me out. Why didn't you tell that lawyer you loved him when you said bye? I think he was hurt by that. I thought you said I did tell him. I don't think I usually said it to randoms. Large anti-Trump protests are forming around the state capitol building in Minnesota. The crowd has been chanting anti-fascist slogans as well as fuck Donald Trump, among other things. I fully support people taking to the streets to protest things they disagree with coming from our government. Please do so peacefully. If we're going to do this, can we please have, like, we should have a clear and measurable goal, right? Like, I think a clear, measurable protest would be the elimination of, and reasonable would be the elimination of Doge. I don't think Elon Musk should be anywhere near any of our federal databases, buildings, departments. Like, Doge needs to go. I think that would be like a good, achievable, measurable, reasonable thing. Achievable in that, like, we can actually do it, I think is possible. Measurable in that we can see if we're successful or not, or even they could scale back powers or whatever. And it's reasonable. I think that whole thing is ridiculous. Throw them in prison. Nice. This guy is crazy. People keep telling me this is a real person, but I feel like there are multiple people on this account.
Sponsored American celebrity visits to Ukraine after Russia's full-scale invasion began. Angelina Jolie, 20...
You saw 5,000 of 13,000 FBI employees were on Jan 6 cases. Oh, well, I saw they tried to turn over, I think, 5,000 names. Jesus, bro, that's just, it's so fucking insane. I can't believe he pardoned all of them. And we're already past it. We don't care anymore.
USAID sponsored American celebrity visits to Ukraine after Russia's full-scale invasion began. Angelina Jolie, $20 million. Sean Penn, $5 million. Jean-Claude Van Damme, $1.5 million. Orlando Bloom, $8 million. Ben Stiller, $4 million.
Not sure if it matters much, but the press secretary today confirmed Doji only have read-only access to government systems. Why would that make me feel better? They shouldn't have that data. They don't deserve that data. What do you mean?
This was done to increase Zelensky's popularity among foreign audiences, particularly in the United States. The involvement of celebrities made it easier to coordinate funding programs for Ukraine during the conflict.
Is there a source on this, or... I'm sorry, like, I need to see good sources for this, because I don't believe anything on this dog shit Russian-funded platform. But... Destiny, they claim it's read-only, however, they didn't get authorization or probably follow secure practices to obtain that access. It doesn't matter. Who cares if it's read-only? They still shouldn't have access to that data. They shouldn't be able to see any of that. Wasn't your trip to Israel funded by USAID? No, why the fuck would USA fund it when the Mossad was already funding it? These are lies coming from Russian media. I completely self-funded my humanitarian trip to Ukraine. There was no funding from USAID and certainly no payment of any kind. 100% false. Oh, this is actually Ben Stiller. Wait, is this the Ben Stiller, or is this some fucking basketball guy that I don't know about? Is it this guy? Is there like a basketball guy called Ben Stiller? Okay, it's the actor, right? Okay. Wait, do we all agree that Ben Stiller is a good actor? He is, right? Like, he can be a good serious actor. No, that's Sam Harris. Are you blind? Okay, Sam Harris. It could be like a brother. No, it's a deranged Knicks fan. There was no shot the real guy would enjoy watching a shitty team like that.
Putting 19-year-olds in at the Treasury. This dude is not smart. And
by the way, this is actually true.
They're putting 19-year-olds in at the Treasury. This dude is not smart. And And
Yeah, and by the way, this is actually true.
Oh god.
They're putting like 19 to 22-year-old like 4chan users in charge
but it's epic. Oh, it's epic though. Oh, it's epic. Oh.
of the federal government. That's right. Yep.
and the danger in the lack of intelligence and the lack of expertise.
If it's true that USAID funded the trips, isn't that mega fucked? We don't even have any proof of that. We would need to see what, I don't even know what, they're just like saying random shit, my friend.
That Elon has. I mean, this guy is one
It's
of the
funny because didn't people use these same arguments to say not to vote for her whenever she first ran for office because she was so young?
most.
Firstly, wasn't she so young at like, was she 29 when she was elected? Number one. Number two, it's still winning an election. It's not about her just randomly waltzing into a fucking office and doing, you know, random shit without authorization. It's running for an election. What an unreal stupid point. I feel like Asmongold pre-watches, and then I think he's a really smart dude, and I think he has really good political instincts because you can't miss that much. He has to like intend for it. It would be like a true-false test where a student turns in like a 50-question test and they get every single question wrong. And you're like, oh, fuck, you must be really smart. And the student's like, no, look, I failed. Like, no, you got every single question wrong. If you were guessing, it would have been 50-50. But if you got every question wrong, you must know all the right answers. Asmongold says consistently the most retarded shit ever. So he must know what's not retarded, right? I think logically that follows.
Morally vacant, but also just least knowledgeable about these systems that we really know of.
Yeah, we don't.
But the point
yeah.
is that
Wait,
with that
what was that?
that Elon has. I mean, this guy is one of the most morally vacant, but also just least knowledgeable about these systems that we really know of.
Right.
Is he going to make some comment about how she doesn't know everything about these systems, or where is he possibly going to go with this?
But the point is,
It's a big
is
meanie.
that what that means is that they're going to hit a button
Yeah.
inevitably. They are going to hit a button and things can go sideways.
Yep, that's what people voted for. And so anyway, there's been a lot of
I'm sorry, you can't vote for illegal things. If Donald Trump says, vote for me, and I'm going to murder 20 fucking top laners in League of Legends, you can't, like that doesn't matter if people voted for it. What are you that's not how that works. We voted for Donald Trump to be president, so he gets all the roles and responsibilities and everything as president, but that doesn't mean that people can just do illegal shit or crazy shit.
of people that are criticizing young, inexperienced engineers aiding Elon Musk's government takeover. Engineers between 19 and 24, most linked to Musk's companies, are playing a key role as he seizes control of federal infrastructure. And so you have a bunch of these random guys. Yes, these right here are these are the four horsemen of the fat, retarded federal government worker apocalypse. And they've been having a really bad time. They brought in the 4chan users, they brought in the gamers, and it's been bad for them. And so anyway, here's one of the people that they think is a stupid person who doesn't know anything, and you know, who is this guy? Why would you put this guy in charge of anything? Here's a video about one of them, okay?
All right, pause. At the risk of sounding like a total fucking idiot, let's guess. Option one. Is this video actually going to show that this guy's like, I have a dual degree in computer science and political science. I actually have a great interest in government systems, and I have a great interest in government systems, and I actually know quite a bit about how these, you know, departments work, and that's why I'm helping Elon Musk out of them? Or is it going to be, I am actually a really talented computer programmer. Here's my AI project, LLM, and deep Seek, and I worked on this, and because of that, I know everything. Which one is it going to be? I hope I look like an idiot and it's going to be number one, and this guy does understand government. Or is he just going to be some random software dev who, I actually, the cloud and AI and algorithms and AI. Oh my God, he goes to University of Nebraska in Lincoln. Wow.
So I've always been interested in history. Growing up, I learned Latin.
Oh my God, I might be wrong. He's going to be a political background. He's going to have a politics background. Fuck. That doesn't, hold on. Even if he does, that still doesn't qualify him to audit government servers or to illegally fucking enter these buildings and do shit, to be clear. But
I was never that good at it, but I was always kind of into that sort of stuff, read a lot about the Roman Empire and things. And one day I was just
wow, Roman Empire, eyebrow raise.
listening to a podcast back in March. It was with Nat Friedman. He just kind of got on the podcast, explained like there are these burnt up scrolls that were buried in the Pompeii eruption. No one knows how to read them, but some professors have created CT scans of these scrolls, and they uploaded the data on the internet as a competition.
Oh my God, never mind. It's going to be AI, isn't it? It's coming. It's going to be AI. That's like cheating to guess, though. It's going to be AI. I downloaded the scrolls and I put them through an LLM AI cloud, and it was able to translate them using AI and LLM and
To see
AI.
who could find writing inside of these scrolls. And when I heard that, I was just immediately like, oh my goodness, this is such a cool project. I have
And
to
you can see why they're worried.
What? Because they went through the deep sea scrolls of government servers?
This guy won the grand prize for deciphering scrolls that got destroyed by a volcano. And these people actually have the arrogance to think that he can't figure out a federal government ledger.
That's okay. Good one.
work on this. I just went home from work that day at the end of the day, and I've been working on it evenings and weekends ever since. I run most of the things from my laptop. It's just a normal MacBook, don't worry. But then I've just got like 5 surplus computers in here. This is what I do most of my work from.
Wow, nice airflow, retard. Also, that's only one computer, dipshit. Got him.
The Rake School and just the University of Nebraska as a whole has provided a great educational background where I can then, take these skills that I've learned and apply them to problems like this.
2 unrelated things.
Oh, true! Who said that? They're getting banned in chat. Uh-oh, he's about to get Hassaned.
Them to problems like this.
2 unrelated things. No. I think that most of the time people that are competent in one thing are
No, he's not about to do that. He's not about to say the fallacy and pretend it's real, right? No shot is he about to do the thing that I say is like one of the biggest problems we have, is that people getting competency in one area and they actually think that they're magically competent in every area. No way is he about to say this. He's not going to say that. He's not going to say that.
I think that most of the time people that are competent in one thing are probably going to be competent in a lot of other things too.
What an unbelievably arrogant, fallacious statement. Kill me. Please kill me. No shot. No shot.
And one thing I've learned, so like we had this in like, so this is one issue that like we had in like WoW guilds.
In WoW, you should know that. Yeah. So in WoW, I wanted to go and raid for epic mythic gear. Is that it? So I grabbed all of my friends who were really good PvPers, really good arena guys, and then we raided. And because they're good at arena, they automatically were good at raids, and then we won everything. And then even in video games, this is not true. This is fucking retarded.
Is that like we had people that were like really bad tanks or really bad healers, and we thought like, oh, we'll just swap them to another role. And then they'll get better, right?
What? This is not. Stop. Okay, I now no longer believe anybody that said that Asmund was a raid leader or any bullshitter. I don't believe this. No shot. This is retarded. What?
And they'll just be better at this other role. No, it turns out some people are just retarded. They're just bad. And it doesn't matter what role you put them in, they're going to be garbage. And then there's other people that it doesn't matter what role that you put them in, they're going to be the top performer in that role.
I just spend hours upon hours staring at flattened pieces
What
of
the fuck is
scroll,
that
like,
keyboard?
Like, within the narrow purview of World of Warcraft and in the narrow purview of like raiding, that might be true. But let's say you take somebody who's a really good tank and a really good DPS and a really good healer. Are they going to be double? What, I don't know what the fuck the timers are. Are they going to be like a fucking world champion CS:GO player? No. What? If they're a gamer, they might be above average, sure, but they would still have to train a ton. And there's no guarantee that, like, how many people are multidisciplinary professional level players? It's very, 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 very rare that ever happens. Generally, if it crosses between anything, it'll be in the same genre, but that'll be it.
And
besides Elon Musk, I'm sorry. Besides Elon Musk.
I just spend hours upon hours staring at flattened pieces
What
of
the fuck
scroll,
is that
like,
keyboard? This is he's an art enjoyer. This is a piece of art. It's one of the most famous pieces of Japanese art. It's called The Big Wave by Hakusai. The guy also drew hentai in like the 1500s or something like that.
Kind of like how Asmongold is such a successful streamer, so he's also good at keeping his house clean. What? True.
And the back of it is Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh.
this, trying to find these patterns, which
One
are
of the impressionist painters.
part of the writing. At the start of the challenge, we had not been able to find any writing at all.
Despite this is totally a fallacy and dumb, but some people can get better faster than others, especially in science-adjacent fields. Don't ban me. You are banned. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm a believer in IQ. I'm a believer in G. I think that if you are a very, 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 very talented computer programmer, I do think that you probably have an aptitude that you can become more talented in other areas as well. I do agree with that conceptually, but holy fuck, if you haven't done the work, then you won't be. If anything, you'd be worse. Anybody that's ever trained somebody before, you'd rather start with somebody who's at nothing than some dipshit that's learned incorrectly, right? And if you go into some field thinking automatically that you're some fucking expert because you're decently smart or even extremely smart in another field, you're in for a bad fucking time. You're in for a bad fucking time.
Within these scrolls, there are hundreds
So
of these
what the
scrolls
fuck is
that
the
are from
keyboard? That's
mansion.
it.
We've
That's what the
scanned a
keyboard
couple
is.
of them.
I don't know how true this is. This is a Twitter headline that I read earlier that some fucking Elon Musk programmer retard was going through and trying to rewrite all of like the fucking mainframe code that's all done in like fucking COBOL or whatever. He's like, I'm just gonna go ahead and rewrite all this shit, all this software that's been running without significant issues for 2 decades. This guy's gonna rewrite it in Python. In Node.js, I don't know, whatever memes you got.
These
Jesus.
scrolls. There are hundreds
So
of
what
these
the
scrolls
fuck is
that
the
are from
keyboard? That's
mansion.
it.
We've
That's what the
scanned a
keyboard
couple
is.
of them, and no one had been able to find any writing in
Yeah.
them using these methods. Late one Saturday night, I was sitting at a party at a friend's house in Omaha, and I get a text from another person on the challenge team, and he says, "Hey, I've just uploaded this new kind of piece of the scroll. You should take a look at it." I remotely access my computer. I type into it like, "Please run the algorithm on this new piece of scroll," and then I just kind of started. I pull out my phone again, just nonchalantly, like,
Wait, it is AI, isn't it? It was all AI. It was always AI.
on this new piece of scroll, and then I just kind of started. I pull out my phone again, just nonchalantly, like, "Hey, I wonder how that went." And there are 3 Greek letters on the screen, letters I'd never seen before. It was really.
This is the person that they think can't figure out how to read the federal government ledgers.
The problem isn't even that they can't figure it out, my dude. The problem is, 1, they shouldn't fucking have access to it, period. Number 1. Number 2, it's not up to them to figure out what's being spent or what's not being spent. That's not their job. It's the legislature's job to allocate the money to the executive, and then it's the executive's job to spend it. This isn't their job. None of this is even about, like, nobody has made the claim, or the claim is not, I don't want to say nobody's made the claim, dipshits out, but the claim isn't, these guys could never learn how to read code off of a computer drive. Like, that's not...
Yeah. This guy can't, it's impossible. You can never figure it out.
cool, because it's like, oh my goodness, like we actually detected new writing in the scrolls using AI. That was the moment I realized, like, this is actually going to work. Like we're probably going to read.
You
the
can
scrolls.
see why they're
and I
worried.
completely freaked out. My friends were there, and I was cheering, jumping up and down, screaming, crying, all the stuff. I
would
took
be
a
worried
picture
too.
of the results and I sent them to my mom. She called me and she's like, hey, these look great, It was a really.
And it sucks for this guy too, because like, I'm sorry, let me fucking back up. I need to clarify fucking everything because you guys are all retarded, okay? This kid seems like a good kid. He seems cool. I mean, like, this is a cool idea. It's a cool application of AI. It's a cool the fact that he even had that interest in these old scrolls. Like, every single thing he's talking about in terms of his story here, this is actually really cool. And it's cool because it comes from my state. Fuck you. coming from Nebraska. So that's cool. I appreciate all of this. This is like a cool story. It's good. Everything he's doing here is cool and good. This has nothing to do with government shit. And now the fact that people are going to be defending or attacking this is like fucking retarded.
Special moment. Yeah, so this is the word that I actually found. It's right here. It's the word prophoros, which translates to purple. It's the first word we found in the scrolls. It was reviewed by a committee of kind of Greek scholars, but it's the
Which,
word...
by the way, there's a lot of subtext to that. Purple is, in a lot of cultures, the last discovered color because of how infrequently it occurs in nature.
I thought you should say purple usually is the second to best tier of gear in rating, and I'm just kidding.
Sure. And so it implies that the culture that these scrolls were received in was very advanced. It was for rich people, yes. That's a very important letter. Like, of any word to have exists, purple was an important one.
Purple, and I'm glad it's not the word
Yeah.
in or the or and that we found first. We actually found
royalty, yep.
a word that has meaning.
They like
This
snails
would not
for
be
it at the
possible
beginning.
without modern AI and modern scanning techniques. People have wanted to read these books for hundreds of years, and this seems like the only way that's where it's really possible to do that. Now we're reading entire
Blue is the last, not purple. The whole water and sky and the firmament are blue, dipshit.
paragraphs from the scrolls.
Wow.
Hopefully we'll be able to read the entire book and read the
Wow.
hundreds of other
Look at that.
books that were buried in this condition as well. When we found this first word, we went public with it. And
Yeah.
I think everyone has been very pleasantly surprised by the amount of attention it's gotten. As a college student, it's definitely been overwhelming in the best way possible, but it's been really cool to get to kind of, talk about my findings and, share what I want to do in the future with so many people. So it's been overwhelming in the best possible way. The University of Nebraska does a really good job of encouraging.
How difficult do you think this was to achieve? I have no fucking idea. From my limited vibe-based feeling, AI is the same thing as is the same thing as the word like program, where someone could be like, oh, like I programmed a website, and that could mean that they're like a full stack dev that did some custom implementation of some database plus like front thing plus web hosting, or it could be a dude who went to fucking what's that website that auto does websites for you? And he's like, oh, I'm a programmer, right? And I feel like AI shit is the same, where people could be like, oh, like I built a model to do this. And that could just mean that they went to some model and they fed it some data and it's whatever. Or they could be doing like a whole bunch more deep work with a thing. If somebody says like work with AI, that doesn't mean anything to me. And I wouldn't immediately be impressed, I think. But I don't even know what would be required to be impressed. So fuck me, I just hate AI. Okay. But regardless, whether this kid did a ton of original work and a ton of like deep heavy lifting or not, it's still cool. This project is still cool. What he did was still cool, I think. Wix, that's what I was thinking of.
Their students to think boldly, and I think that's played a pivotal role in my work on this project.
So, we'll go back to the statement that she said. Let's go ahead and watch this again.
I think, not that this should ever happen, it would be horrible. If Asmongold got hit by a car and he was lying on the operating table and they're like, it's what do you call it's not compound fracture, the exposed fracture where it's like the bone is sticking out of the leg. I want this kid to come in. And I want to see what Asmund says. Well, the Deep Sea Scrolls, my friend. What do you think is harder? Fucking bone surgery or translating the Deep Sea Scrolls? He's a smart kid, okay? Let's give this motherfucker a scalpel and let him go to work.
This dude is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met or seen or witnessed. Billionaires. This dude is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met or seen or witnessed. Which,
ooh, woman laughing. Whew, that's going to trigger the fuck out of his audience.
you can probably even glean that from watching these people on TV. Anyways, all of that is to say is that they don't do their homework. Clearly, they're putting 19-year-olds in at the Treasury. This dude is not smart.
AOC doesn't even know about the fucking Deep Sea Scrolls. She's so dumb. She's so stupid. Unbelievable.
They're so cooked, and they know it.
Don't worry, I'm sure Hassan will go over this. I can't believe that they've teamed up on Twitch. That's so gross. What is this?
It's gonna be Palestine. Didn't expect that at all. But hey, It's a surprise for everybody, I think. So we're buying Gaza now? Yeah.
Oh, epic.
Yeah, I wasn't.
I'm glad at least Asman is here to illustrate what I was saying before, is that we have this issue where liberals doom scroll and conservatives like epic scroll. Like every time Trump does something stupid, it's hilarious and epic and based. And meanwhile, if you actually give a fuck about the country, it's like, oh my God.
Wasn't planning on that. Didn't think that was going to happen. Yeah.
Destiny, is it not a valid criticism that AOC doesn't actually know and is commenting? Doesn't know what? Doge shouldn't be looting our fucking federal offices. What do you mean? That's insane and stupid and crazy.
Yeah, that one wasn't on the bingo card, was it, boys? And yeah, this isn't funny. We got a tone policer in chat.
Is it true that if you play chess, you get better at the ability to do math because you're exercising the part of your brain that does it? I don't think that's true.
Go back to Reddit and write another fucking essay and make sure to take your medication, okay? We like having fun here. And if you like crying, then you're in the wrong place, okay? Unless we're talking about adding women into video games, and then you're in the right place. Okay, he doesn't want Gaza, he just wants everyone else to say no and pay for it themselves, well, I don't know. And, yeah. No, I don't give a shit. People get mad about it or whatever. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're going to look at all this stuff and get into it, man. Absolutely. So, yeah. Anyway, so what if crying is fun? Well,
there's papers on chess and IQ correlation. It's interesting. I'm sure chess is probably a super G-loaded activity for sure, obviously.
Well, then we're going to have a little bit of fun, right? And so go chill on Blue Sky. Yeah. Go chill on Blue Sky. Did you see the price of eggs? I haven't been to the grocery store like since Trump was the president. Like I haven't like the last time I went to the grocery store was like 3 months ago, and I bought potatoes. That's it. I bought potatoes. Are you worried the U.S. will be on the bad side of history with this?
Anyone else find this very forced and cringe from Asman? I mean, I guess this is just like he's just like the anti-Hassan basically, except they both like orbit each other and are very careful to stay away from each other so they can both coexist. And
this one, the bad side of history is the side that...
Stop saying G. Oh, G. IQ is hypothetically measuring, unless this is outdated. IQ is supposed to be a hypothetical measurement of G. Or no, IQ is supposed to be a measurement of G, which is hypothesized to exist as like general intelligence, I think. But I don't know if we actually believe that G exists. General intelligence factor? I have to follow this. Go find like race realists or whatever. These guys are obsessed with this shit.
Loses, and last time I checked, we have a lot of nuclear bombs. So I don't think that's going to happen. Don't worry about it. But I do...
All recent studies suggest that you only get better in the specific tasks you practice, the same way that brain training games don't improve IQ, so playing chess only makes you better at chess. Yeah, that sounds right. I think most of the human body, even physically, the human body is incredibly... it's called training specificity or whatever to the particular activity. That's why when people say like, oh, like these guys are farmer strong and they can do hay bale things that the power lifters can't even do, even though the power lifter can deadlift, 400 pounds or 500 pounds or 700 pounds, but these guys with the hay bales are fucking... Well, it's because they've trained specifically to do hay bale stuff. That's what they do all day. Your body responds incredibly specifically to specific types of training.
Do I think that Trump should do that? Fuck no, it's retarded. But no, that's it. That's what I think, right? I mean, it's really that simple. So, yeah, winners write the history. What a surprise.
What does Elon get out of this? Do you think he made a deal with Trump to get like a percentage of rate backs? No, it would never be that blatant. And I don't know. It's just access to all of our shit. Information is power, okay? It's just cringe.
The good guys always win history. That's it. I just sent your beef jerky, the post. I do not. So I will eventually do a P.O. Box stream on like a stream, right? I will eventually do this. I promise. It just hasn't happened. That being said, I will never put anything in my body that I receive through the P.O. Box for any reason, under any circumstances.
Yeah, that was kind of retarded that I said that it wouldn't be blatant. At this point, who knows? Maybe it would be blatant. But... Okay, no more Asman videos. This is the last one. Fuck me, dude.
They're so cooked, and they know it.
Oh, this was the follow-up from that video, or the after?
They are so cooked. Bro, They're bringing in the 4 horsemen of Discord. The 4 horsemen of 4chan. They're done. They actually go and think that they're going to somehow get around this. These guys used AI to figure out, or one of them used AI to figure out a Dead Sea Scroll. Or not even Dead Sea Scroll, a scroll that was in like Pompeii after a fucking eruption of a volcano. And they're gonna try, and they're sitting there trying to hide the pride flags. Whenever
Any chance you could debate Asman? Hassansman Gold, neither of these people will ever debate. They don't need to. It could only hurt them. It will never help them. And they're not engaged in any type of truth or like reporting. They're just here to tell a story for their audience. It doesn't make any sense. It would be like saying, do you want to go and debate Edward Norton on neo-Nazism or being in the KKK? And it's like, why? He's not going to defend that. It was a movie. American History X is not real life. These people are not, this is not real. It's just a performance for the audience.
Whenever they come in the building, oh, take them down. Oh, don't let them see this. Oh, no. Really? It's embarrassing, bro. It's sad. Yeah, you seriously don't understand their complaint? I understand it perfectly. That's why I know it's so stupid. See, all of these people think that they have this appeal to authority because they've worked at this place for a long period of time, so they think that they know what they're doing. How many times have we found out that most of the people that are experts in their fields are actually just people that have failed upward as a career for 25 years?
How do you think the entire country and everything, like you're connected to the internet playing video games made by people who are all supposedly experts, you're wearing clothes by company owners and manufacturers who know how to do, like there's a billion different things that experts have been involved in for research and development that are going right in order for you to even do what you do. And you're just going to assume the vast majority of experts are unqualified dipshits? Like there are unqualified dipshits, for sure. Absolutely. But you think that's the majority of them?
I think it's pretty often. And so anyway, yep, there you go. And yeah, always remember the old saying about government, those that can do, those who can't teach, those who can't do or teach work for the government. Yeah, I guess so. And it's a ridiculous complaint from people who are even less competent than average people. Exactly.
Destiny genuinely believes in the super competent government worker. Ha 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 ha. Oh yeah, cool. And I see that you're an 18-year-old who genuinely believes in the super competent private worker. Good luck when you actually enter the workforce, dipshit. Or you might actually already be part of the workforce and you are one of those fucking retarded private workers, but you think that you're not.
I don't understand her complaint. Absolutely not. So this isn't considered DEI? I don't... Am I missing something? Look at this. Alexander Hamilton, 21. James Madison, 25. Man, that's crazy, huh? Wow, who said that? I know. Bro, some chatters, man, they look old for their age. Well,
what about Benjamin Franklin? Wasn't that guy like 70? You think they were all young people? I mean, they were older people as well. I mean, like what?
Probably photos, you know, or like portraits taken of them way later on. But yeah. And bro, people only lived to 35 back then? Yeah, bro, yeah, he's like 50 at this point, right? And so anyway, so there you go.
How old was Hamilton when he was writing the Federalist Papers, actually? When was Hamilton born? Ratify first U.S. Constitution. When were the Federalist Papers written? Federalist Papers written between 87 and 88. So he would have been 32 when writing those? When are these ages even taken from?
You go. And so I just wanted to show you guys that. Not lie, that may have been the dumbest thing ever said on stream. Yeah. Back when the average age was like 32. So, like, people were saying about the average age and everything. Nobody's actually meaning that. Like, so, like, did people, like, get smarter faster? Like, that's not how it works, right? Yeah. Oh, anyway, her complaint is that an unqualified person was put in charge by a man who doesn't have legal authority to do so. Well, if Trump's doing it, if they want to try to contest it legally, they can go ahead and do that. But I'll tell you one thing. I totally fucking support them. And I think that a lot of the people that voted...
Okay, fuck you.